Hi everyone, and welcome to the fourth ever New Money video explainer. This time all about the exciting, riveting, nail-biting world of pensions. I know you hear that word and you want to run for the hills or hide under the duvet or eat a really big chocolate brownie while pretending everything's okay, which it is, by the way. Pensions are not really the big scary thing we've made them out to be. Yes, they do require thinking about the future, and that can be pretty scary, especially for millennials and Gen Zs. We are not going to be enjoying those same luxuries as our parents, big housing booms and final salary pension schemes that look after us until we die. So that does mean we actually do need to engage with pensions a little bit more, in fact. Now, more than ever, we need to engage with pensions, not simply just because of the amount that we need to retire on, but because of what's inside those pensions. Very few people think about what goes inside a pension, and that's understandable because we have to get past the obstacles that we've just outlined, which are pretty scary. But pensions are invested. They are not sitting in some kind of money cauldron in your employer's basement, and they are not stuffed in gold bars in a vault in Switzerland, and they're not just sitting in a bank account. Your pension savings get invested in the market, and the way things are now, the majority of pension funds invest in fossil fuel. They invest in banks, they invest in big pharma, they invest in arms, and they invest in tobacco. Now, this isn't a big conspiracy. This is simply because the funds are investing in main markets, and main markets right now are made up with those lovely sectors and companies that I just described. So what we need really is quite a big systemic change, for which you can watch this space. In the meantime, however, there are things that you can do to change where your pension money goes. It will very much depend on who you have your pension with, but more and more providers are offering ethical and sustainable options to savers. So you can switch out of the main default fund and go into a fund that is doing slightly better things for people and planet. Nest, the National Insurance and Savings Trust, which is the government's own master trust scheme, which was set up in 2012 to help employers enroll all of their employees, as it's now the law. That's a leading fund. It does some really great stuff around climate disclosure, even in its main fund, but it also offers something called the Ethical Fund. And that's really great because it doesn't just screen out tobacco and arms, which a lot of ethical funds do. It also screens out fossil fuel companies, and it's a really solid ethical choice. It is super easy to switch into the Nest Ethical Fund. You just have to log on to your account and click switch. You can do it on your lunch break. It will take no more than 15 minutes. Similarly, if you're with Aviva, and Aviva is a FTSE 100 company itself, it's a really big provider, lots of people are with them. They actually have a range of sustainable funds that you can invest in. It will depend, again, depending on slightly what scheme you have, so always do check your paperwork. And that includes the Lion Trust Sustainable Future Funds, which are really leading funds in this area. Again, you just need to go to the Aviva Fund Centre online, search ethical or sustainable, have a look at those funds, have a look at the one you'd like to switch into, then get in touch with Aviva and ask to be switched over. We have a similar situation with Standard Life or Scottish Widows, and we outline all of this in the New Money Pension Manual, which I will put a link to in the description, and you can download and peruse at your leisure. The second part of the manual also talks about personal pensions, which is another very important area of retirement saving. Not all of us do have a workplace pension, and even those of us that do have a workplace pension can open something called a self-invested personal pension, or a SIP. Now, this is really like the gold standard for sustainable ethical retirement saving, because you can open your own pension fund essentially using a low-cost platform. I have one with AJ Bell You Invest. Other platforms are available, and then you can choose exactly what funds you want to invest in. Some employers will even pay the employer contribution into the SIP for you rather than their own pension scheme. Again, not all employers, so it is important to check your paperwork. Or if you're self-employed or a freelancer like me, then you can just simply use these to save for your future, and you will still get the same tax benefits as you would if you were using a workplace pension scheme, although of course not those employer contributions, but what you gonna do? So there are options. We do need big change in the pensions industry. Like I say, watch this space. We're going to be doing a lot of work this year with some people that are trying to make that happen. But in the meantime, you do have options. You can save for people and planet. You can make sure that your retirement savings are not only going to give you a pot of money to retire with, but a planet to retire on. And again, you can find out all about this in the New Money Pension Manual, which I will make sure there is a link to. Thanks again for watching. If you've liked it, please give us a thumbs up or give us any kind of feedback. If you haven't liked it, do the same, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye.